All right, so I got an Instant Pot. First thing I noticed is how bloody big it is. I'm like, what? I'm gonna send this thing back. But it turns out that it was mostly space. So fortunately, this is not as big as it was looking to be. I was a little nervous. Fortunately, this is not gonna be quite as bad. So let's take this thing out. All right, yeah, this is much better. So now let's take it out of the box because we obviously know there's going to be a lot of space inside the box as well, inside of the second box as well. So it's going to be even smaller. Oh, I'm disappointed. My box is crushed. I hope the inside's not crushed. One of the things I noticed here is that it's from Canada. So fortunately, I haven't had to pay any kind of taxes on the import from Canada. Be careful of that. Here it comes shortly. Continuing my unboxing journey. It's nicely packed. It's nicely boxed. So I'm glad to see this. I've got a little book. I don't keep books. I put everything online. But I have a little book, and I have another little book. I'll get started. It's gigantic. My gosh, I'm not gonna read that. I mean, yes, of course I'm gonna read this. I'm not gonna read that. An extra O-ring, yay. Because I'm sure they're like $20 or $30. Right, got a cord here on the side. It looks like it might be attached, which is not to my liking. I prefer them to be detached so I can take them off and store them inside the package. All right, I'm gonna take the stuff out. All right, this is a much more manageable size. I like this much better than that giant box that I was witnessing. For aesthetics, I actually really like this. I thought that this would be a silver metal thing, but I actually like the black. It looks nicer. So the whole thing is black. It's a timeless, kind of silver, right? Silver, black. They're both kind of timeless. Black, I guess, are more in vogue right now. But, decent color and decent size. Like I said, at least it's not that giant box. Looks like we have another little warning thing. So read the warning cards and warning stickers. All right, we're already doing that. Remove all prepackaged material. Good, yeah, of course. So this is going to be a useless piece of paper. Oh, good thing I read this a little bit more. The initial test run, add 3 cups of water to the inner pot. See the user manual for getting started. Oh, so I still have to go see the user manual because I don't know how to turn it on, of course. But now I had to see, I had to put 3 cups in. Oh, nice. This is a nice and heavy pot. It has a thick aluminum clad bottom. Awesome. And has these silicone handles to help prevent you from getting burned. What's this other thing in here? Warning. So never use it without the stainless steel inner pot, of course. Makes sense. All right, I have a lot of this just going to the junk. My pot came with this little basket thing on one side. It's a little cradle. It looks like you can put like chicken or roast or something like that on it. But it certainly wouldn't hold that much water. So I'm a little puzzled by that because it said 3 cups. So maybe some of the recipes use a lot less than 3 cups. Let's hope. Now this is the Instant Pot Pro 6 quart, and it has, I found out just by reading online, it has these stoppers on the side to prevent, or handles on the side to prevent the device from spinning. I guess if you're trying to saute something, for example, you don't have to try to hold on to it because it locks in place. And some of the other pots don't have that. And that was actually one of the selling points. My main selling point on this, though, was the sous vide. So we'll find out about that in a little bit. But the first thing I have to do now, apparently, is wash the pot and stick it in for, stick 3 cups of water in and see if it even works. Another little interesting note is the gasket that's installed right now is clear, or kind of whitish clear silicone, and the additional one is red. No clue why one is different. Maybe there's a difference. I'll go check. Well, folks, I did decide to look at the Get Started, and I'm glad I did, because it talks about this other device, this condenser collector. And it turns out it's on the back side. I would have never seen it. So my recommendation to you is actually read the manual. So it's on the initial setup screen. Read through it, make sure you got everything collected, and I'm gonna have to take this off now. Oh my, I am glad I read this. So the sealing ring that I just asked about or mentioned, one is red and one is white. So you're supposed to use different sealing rings for sweet and savory different dishes. Now, I don't do this on my normal pressure cooker, so whether it actually makes a difference is a little peculiar to me, but that's the reason there's two sealing rings. Wow, okay, so I wanted to figure out how to take the ring off, and it is incredibly difficult compared to a normal pressure cooker. So there's this wire around the edge that prevents you from just lifting it out. What you have to do is there's a ridge, so you have to push it up with your thumb, and then once you get it, then the rest will come out. But figuring that out was really difficult. So again, here's it in. You can't just pull it up. You have to push this the bottom edge up over the lip and then pull it up. Man, that took me a little while to figure out, and I just wanted to show that to you. And golly, pushing it back on is not so easy either. Okay, it seems like it got it started now. Oh, there's an issue. So yeah, pushing it back on is just as difficult. Golly, that's not a great design. It's not an easy to, let me rephrase that. It's not an easy to replace design. It might be good for some other reason. Since we're in here, this is called an anti-block shield. This is something you'd normally clean on a pressure cooker. So you take this off. I don't know if this comes out easily or not. I'm not gonna take it out yet. God, I really want to. I'm not gonna take it out yet. Usually it requires a screwdriver, a wrench to get them off on a normal pressure cooker. And this is shaped like a wrench head. So it's probably the same. But I just wanted to show you that this needs to be cleaned every time you take off or use your pressure cooker. All right, I've done as it requested. Can't get that in focus. There we go. I've done as it requested. I put 3 cups of water in the container. And now we'll install the top. Cute little music. All right, now we'll install the pressure, pressure sensor, or the pressure, the weight, pressure weight, and this safety cover. All right, now I have to figure out how to turn it on so we can cook it for 5 minutes, I think. We'll find out. This is actually pretty simple. So add 3 cups, okay, did that. Place the inner cooking pot, okay, did that. Place the lid on, okay, did that. Press the pressure cook. So pressure cook is up here at the top. Press the control dial and turn the control dial to 5 minutes. So I have to push it. Well, oh, I had to push it twice. 5 minutes. Pressure's on high. Press the keep warm to turn off the keep warm function. Okay, can do that. And it says push start. So where's start? Oh, start. All right, so it's on for 5 minutes. Let's see what it does. This is neat. So it's in the preheating, the first phase, or the first bubble of the preheating. So I guess what's gonna happen is it's gonna go bump, 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 and then go into cooking mode. What I'm expecting is at the end of the preheating, the pressure will be high and we'll be able to see the pressure, the pressure alert be up, and the steam will start coming out the top at some point. Sweet. We're 3 minutes in, and the preheating is at now level 2. We're already 3 minutes in. It's funny, it didn't actually mention anything about the seal. At least I don't think it did. Let me go look at the instructions again. Yeah, it does not. It does not mention anything about the seal. Let's see, what does it say? Seal or vent? It doesn't say either one of those in the instructions. I put it on seal, or I had it on seal already, expecting that that's probably what it needs to be, but we'll find out. It is 5 minutes in, and it's still at the preheating stage, so it actually hasn't started cooking yet. And I can hear the vent noise from the steam, but the pressure lock or the pressure alert pin is not up yet. I have to find out what that's called. 7 minutes in, and the little plunger went up. It's still not cooking yet. It's still in preheating, but we're 7 minutes in. All right, we're about 8 minutes in. It just started cooking, so we're at 5 minutes. This is called a float valve. I had to look it up. It's called a float valve. Interesting name for it. I don't know what it's called. I call it a safety valve on a normal cooker, but this is called a float valve. 5 minutes in. I'm sorry, 8 minutes in. 9 minutes in, looking good. The cooking is now stage 2. Now this is already in the cooking phase, but I noticed that there's not a rocker or anything like that, like you'd normally have on a pressure cooker. This little valve would be, and it doesn't do that on this cooker, at least not yet. We have 2 more minutes left, so we'll find out if it ever does that. So, 13 minutes in, and we're ended. But now I need to look through the manual to figure out what to do next. But it took about 13 minutes for a 5-minute cook. All right, according to this, our next step is to, when done cooking, the display will be end, yes. Release the steam by moving the steam to the vent, yes, I'll do that. And then unlock and open the lid after the steam has been completely released. So this is actually after that red knob has gone down. So let's see what happens. Whoa! The lid is nicely locked, so it doesn't turn easily. I might be able to pressure it out, but I don't know. It doesn't turn easily. I don't think that little red thing has anything to do with locking the lid. Maybe it does, like on a normal pressure cooker, but standing by. The float valve, the little red knob, is now down. Let's see what happens. Oh, yeah. Unlocks pretty easily. Sweet. And there's my boiling water. So now I'm gonna do some beans and see what that looks like. Thanks for watching. So tell me, what was your experience with your pressure cooker? Your Instant Pot, which is a little different than a pressure cooker. Well, look at this. The reason this did not require an extra, to put it on pressure is because when I close the lid, it automatically goes to the pressure side. So that's the reason that the instructions don't say put it on the pressure side. Thought that might help.